Struggling on a six-figure income. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this article about a miner who is struggling on a six-figure income. Now, you may think that seems a bit absurd, but, well, 100 grand plus doesn't go that far anymore these days as cost of living soars. And we also have to remember, if you're just an employee working for someone else, well, you pay a lot of tax. Hence why, for some reason, Australians are obsessed with negative gearing. Can you blame people? You really can't, can you? Anyway, let's have a look at this article, because it's showing you how it's just going to get tougher and tougher for everyone. Cost of living are going, well, they're going crazy. So miner on a six-figure salary struggles as costs of living soars. A Queenslander on six figures has revealed why he needs to use services to access his pay before payday. This is why you need to have a reserve. You need to have an emergency fund. Maybe he did, and he's burned through it. You need to have a pool of money sitting there that can kind of smooth out the bumps. Now, for those of us that have been in small business, the bumps are a lot different. You get huge amounts of money coming in, and then quiet until huge money comes in again, and it can be some time, particularly if you're waiting on invoices. For employees, it's a little different. You just need to be very diligent and constantly stash something away to build a pool and an emergency fund or just a reserve afloat. Because going week to week, it's worrying. So let's have a look. An Australian father of four earning a six-figure salary has found himself living paycheck to paycheck as the cost of living bites. Stephen Tipo, who works as a boilermaker at the Mount Isa mines in Queensland, is one of a growing number of Aussies using services to access their pay before payday. Now, that's payday lending. That's bad. You shouldn't get to the point where you need to do that. Frankly, you should probably sell stuff at home before you start doing this, because you're paying such insane interest. The interest they charge you on this stuff is ludicrous, guys. It is just ludicrous. This is a mess you don't want to get into. Before that, sell the phone, sell the iPad, sell the TV, sell everything. Get your house, strip all the stuff that you can sell, and you'll be shocked. It's probably a good exercise for people to go through just to realize how worthless all this shit we buy is, and sell it. One thing, though, the Apple products tend to hold their value pretty well. And tools, too. Well, I guess back in the day they did, not anymore. Mr. Tipo cares for his father-in-law and sometimes needs to make the long journey to Brisbane from Cairns for medical appointments, a journey that has become incredibly expensive due to the rising cost of petrol. Now, that's insane. You'd almost want to fly from to Cairns. To Brisbane or Cairns, well, you'd almost want to fly for the appointments. I remember I was driving from Sydney to Canberra I was going to climb Mount Kosciuszko. I remember driving along the road and seeing all these signs, fly Sydney to Canberra for $50, and I just put like $100 in the tank. This is years ago, when $100 was a lot of money, and I thought, why didn't I just fly? It's very expensive to drive anywhere. Financially, it's almost the same as flying. There you go. He told news.com.au about living in the remote city. So what, is he living out at Mount Isa? Yeah, this is the problem with the remote areas, guys. Cost of living, we're bitching about it in the city, okay? We're complaining about it. Oh no, my occasional fuel tank that I have to fill up is slightly more expensive. You live out of the cities, it's going to sting. And compared to like Europe, in Australia, you really have to travel to get anywhere, guys. So, that's only for one person. I have 4 young boys and a partner, so there's 6 of us traveling. That's the problem, if you all have to go. Yeah, we couldn't fly anymore. For us to fly out of Mount Isa for 6 people, we're getting up around the $3,000 to $3,500 mark. Driving is just under $1,000 worth of fuel. It's more cost-effective than flying, even though they're both incredibly dear. I can relate to that. I've got the Kia Carnival with all the kids. It's expensive. I'm not going to go on a flying holiday for a very long time, and we just plan to go camping. Mr. Tipo said raising inflation affecting household costs was taking its toll, like it was for many Aussies. Everything else is going up, but my pay rate's not, he said. Pay time. Oh, I mean, is this an ad for this thing? A platform which plugs into payroll so employees can access a portion of their pay before payday has experienced a 600% increase in interest since the start of the year. Now, this is only one business, and this is an advertisement, okay, because the images are supplied. So it's an advertisement. It's a paid article by Paytime. But you don't want to be using this. This should be a warning to you that you're using this. And I mean, I guess it's not, you can't blame them as a business. You know, it's probably lower risk than lending to other people. Lending to a boilermaker in Mount Isa, he's going to pay you, you know. But still, you don't want to get in this situation. Sell everything else you have before you start paying insane interests. The company's chief executive, Stephen Foreman, said the most popular industries for staff seeking access to wages included mining, retail, hospitality, and manufacturing. Many high-income earners are still living month to month. If they have an unexpected emergency, that month-to-month net, they may not have the funds to pay for it, he said. Now, this is counter to the narrative that we're being fed from the RBA, and I'll bring this up here, about liquidity buffers. So even indebted households, renters, apparently have liquidity buffers. They've got money stashed aside. You know, months of money just there. That's different to what we're hearing here. Now, is this because we're only seeing the 5% of people that are in this situation? I mean, the stereotype of the miner just earning a shitload of money and pissing it all away on jet skis and, you know, and piss-ups with the mates, that's a stereotype for a reason. Now, how many people are in that situation? With interest rates going up, if they're living hand-to-mouth already, then we're going to have a mess. Now, the thing to consider, is this just a minority that's being played up for this article, or is it a larger proportion than people tend to want to hear? He said the people using the service believe they shouldn't have to wait for a set payday to get their hands on money. They've already earned it. Oh, God. Oh, that's cute. I mean, yeah. Run a business where you're working for a builder that has end of month plus 40-day terms or 30-day terms, guys. That you've already earned. Shouldn't have to wait. Oh, that's such a millennial thing. Sorry, I was chasing invoices at the end of financial year. There you go. You know, you can put whatever you want on there. You know, pay on receipt, and yeah, it's still on their terms, but they'll pay. People are finding that being able to access their pay when they want to helps them budget better. He said, "No, it shouldn't. Honestly, the day you get your pay shouldn't affect your budget at all. At all. You need to cut your spending down before you get to that point. If you're at this point here where you're living hand to mouth, month to month, you've just got to sell shit. Quite honestly, stop buying crap. Like, stop everything. You should have food at home. You know, eat everything you have. Empty the cupboards. Eat that old tin of tomato paste you don't want to eat. Just eat that. Live like a pauper until you get yourself under control. Because this is not done. With the increase in cost of living, there is a need for people to access money more regularly without going into debt. This is debt. This is debt. Anyway, let's see. I thought we'd have a look at the comments on this one. Let's see what people have to say here. Maybe they're a lot nicer than I am. Price of fuel needs investigation. It's been going on for years. Legalized thieving. Okay. Clark's a genius there. Blackouter, sorry, mate, but I don't feel sorry for you in any way whatsoever. Okay, a man after my own heart. I exist on a 5-figure pension, but that includes cents. Perhaps you could leave the family at home when you take your father for treatment. Why do all 6 of you need to go? Yeah, I mean, it's just created for the article, okay? You know, when my father-in-law went to hospital, he'd go in an ambulance. That's when he'd go. We wouldn't all go there for him. Sure, you'd visit, but For $1,000, I'd say you're FaceTiming. Kids, you're not visiting. And I'm sure he would understand. He'd say, yeah, you don't come for $1,000. No, don't worry about it. And this is why unlimited QE money printing and other economic manipulation should be opposed by all, yet people haven't protested, yet alone complained. Well, OMG, if this guy can't handle his expenses on a 6-figure wage, how do the rest of us go? Sorry, but no sympathy here. We all have our own crosses to bear, and you don't see people on here with average wages whinging. Oh, yes, you do. All the bloody time, Kazza. All the time. You know, that's the Australian way. Reese. This is where governments prioritised rail as a means of transportation rather than funding private enterprises like Qantas with taxpayer dollars that make no taxable profits anyway. Oh, yeah. Oh. Can you catch a train out to Mount Isa from Brisbane? Probably not. I don't even know, to be honest. I didn't get up to Cairns. You know, why don't they drive to Cairns and catch the train to Brisbane? Still costs a lot of money. That's the problem. Public transport is an insane rip-off. For me, it's cheaper to drive in the city and park with my car and pay city parking costs than it is for all of us to catch the train. So yeah, I mean, there you go, guys. Give me a break. You're earning over 100K and struggling, and you need to learn to budget. Yeah, so the people, I don't think they've realized this is a paid for piece. There really should be a notice on it, shouldn't it? But anyway, let's have a talk about this. Here's the thing. Financial literacy isn't ever going to be taught in school, and even if it is, no one will pay attention. It's an advantage we have now to have access to platforms like this. Maybe we should just make everyone watch Dave Ramsey for 6 months when they get out of high school so they don't go into credit card debt and learn how to manage their money. Or read the Barefoot Investor, that type of thing. I mean, it's just a skill you have to learn. But if you're getting into this situation, regardless of how much you earn, it's a bit of a joke here that he's on 6 figures. You've got to pull back your spending. That's what you've got to do. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this one. If you've been in financial strife, what advice could you give people? Mine would be, well, sell everything that isn't nailed down. And I always tell people to fast too, but, you know, that's probably not politically correct. You know, we all have an emergency fund right here, guys. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're a fan and enjoy the content I find and discuss on the channel. There's a few ways you can help out. You can support us financially via YouTube or Patreon, use our referral links, or buy our pocket squares. Finally, if you need an architect, give us a call. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and don't be tempted. Don't be tempted to go to these bloody payday lenders. Just don't buy shit. It's that easy.